This video is an overview of how to set up your Intex saltwater system with built-in filter pump. It is important to read and follow all the instructions in your owner's manual. Failure to do so could result in injury or product damage. Due to continued product improvements, parts may vary in appearance. You will need the following items to set up your saltwater system. Salt, which is at least 99.8% pure. An electrical outlet within reach of the power cord. A straight bit screwdriver if your pool has hoses with hose clamps. Refer to the salt table in the manual for the amount of salt needed for your pool size. You will need approximately 25 pounds of salt per 1,000 gallons of water. You may also wish to purchase salt test strips available at pool supply stores. These are the key parts of the saltwater system. The 2,000 gallon per hour filter pump filters the water. The power supply converts AC power to low voltage DC current. The electronic control station allows programming of operating time and gives feedback through the LED panel. The flow sensor protects the unit by ensuring an adequate flow of water. The clear electrolytic cell produces chlorine as salt water passes between the enclosed titanium plates. The large copper anode in the cell releases copper ions into the salt water. If you have a 15-foot or smaller pool with 1 1/4 inch hoses with hose clamps and black hat-shaped plugs for the sidewall, follow these steps to adapt the smaller hose fittings to the plunger valves. If you have not filled your pool with water, you will first need to locate the small strainer connectors supplied with the saltwater system and filter pump. Insert these strainer connectors from the inside of the pool wall. If you have water in the pool already, unscrew the strainer grids and pool inlet nozzle and insert the black strainer hole plug to prevent water from draining out of the pool. Locate the two B adapters and connect them to each of the black connectors on the pool. Next, unpack the plunger valves. Unscrew the large strainer connectors as they are not needed on this size pool. Do not discard the black step washers on the plunger valves. Attach the plunger valves to the B adapters. Then connect the hoses to the plunger valves. Connect the hose to the saltwater system and pump, making sure that the lower hose is connected to the pump motor. Connect the other hose to the end of the electrolytic cell. Make sure all connections are secured and remove the black hat-shaped hole plugs. This section is for installing 16-foot and larger pools with 1.5 inch hoses and plunger valves. Unscrew the large threaded strainer connectors from the plunger valves and set the valves aside along with their step washers. Remove the large nuts from the connectors and from inside the pool, insert the large pool inlet nozzle with a flat black washer through the highest connector hole. From outside the pool liner, replace the nut and make sure it is finger tight. Reconnect the plunger valves with the black step washers in place on the pool connectors. Make sure both valves are in the closed and locked position. Connect the hoses to the plunger valves, then connect the hoses to the saltwater system and pump. The lower hose should be connected to the pump motor, and the higher hose should be connected to the end of the electrolytic cell. Reopen the plunger valves. To prevent airlock, open the lower plunger valves first and then the upper valve. Make sure to follow the instructions in the manual to release air trapped in the hoses and unit. The air release valve is on top of the filter tower, and an additional air release valve is located just above the hose connection on the motor. It may be helpful to gently shake the hoses in order to release all the trapped air. You are now ready to add salt to the pool. Refer to the salt table in the owner's manual for the amount of salt you will need for your size pool. Adding salt to pool water creates an electrolyte, which goes through two chemical reactions inside the saltwater system when low-voltage electricity is applied. The two-stage saltwater system uses copper ion technology to knock out algae before it even starts to grow. Small amounts of natural chlorine work together with copper ions to keep your pool water fresh, clean, and comfortable. Before adding salt to the pool, connect the saltwater system and pump and turn on the filter pump to circulate water. The green pump LED indicator will light up in a few minutes. Evenly spread the salt around the inside of the pool. Brush the pool bottom to help dissolve the salt. Do not put salt into the skimmer as this can damage or clog the filter pump. Run the filter pump for 24 hours before using the saltwater system to ensure the salt is completely dissolved so the saltwater system will operate properly. Use a salt test strip available from pool supply stores if you have any doubt about the salt level of your water. The saltwater system has an automatic timer that starts at the same time each day. You must program the system at the time you want the saltwater system and filter pump to begin operation. See the table in the manual for recommended hours of operation according to the size of your pool. Lift the clear protective cover to program the unit. To unlock the keypad controls, press the Unlock Lock button. The display will start flashing, indicating that the keypad controls are unlocked and the timer is ready to be set. Use the Timer Clock button to set the number of hours desired from 1 to 12. After you have selected the operating hours, lock the keypad controls by pressing the lock button until you hear a beep. If the timer LED already shows an operating time, press the Unlock button until you hear a beep and then reset the time. Lock the keypad controls by pressing the Unlock Lock button. The green working light will come on, indicating that the system is producing chlorine and copper ions. When the cycle ends, the green sleep indicator will light up and code 93 will flash on the control station display. After 1 hour, the unit will go into power save mode and the LED display will go blank. The green sleep indicator will remain on until 24 hours from the initial start time when the saltwater system automatically restarts its daily cycle. Depending on local weather and water conditions and the number of swimmers using the pool, you may wish to run only the filter pump after the chlorine cycle has ended. Without reprogramming the chlorine cycle timer, press and hold the Unlock Lock button and the Timer Clock button at the same time for 5 seconds until you hear a beep. The code FP will show in the LED display, indicating that only the filter pump is in run mode and controlled by the on-off switch. To restart the chlorine cycle the next day at the desired time, press the Unlock Lock button until a short beep is heard. Test the copper concentration weekly with the included copper test strips. Keep the free chlorine level between 0.4 and 1.5 ppm and the copper ion concentration between 0.1 and 0.2 ppm. If the test shows below 0.1 ppm, simply run a copper boost cycle. Press and hold boost for 5 seconds until the control station readout flashes 80, indicating that boost production has started. The boost cycle is 4 times as long as the system's regular operating time. You should also repeat the boost cycle after a heavy rain or anytime the pool becomes dirty. Once completed, the system will return to normal operating hours. Chlorine will stop being produced if low water flow, low salt, or high salt conditions are detected. An LED code will flash and a buzzer will sound to alert you of any problems. A few minutes later, the unit will shut down to protect it from damage. Refer to the owner's manual for complete LED codes, troubleshooting, and operational instructions. The pump filters small particles out of the pool at about 2,000 gallons of water per hour with a gentle flow. The filter cartridge will continue to clean effectively for about 2 weeks. At that time, check to see if it needs to be replaced. First, unplug the electric cord. Then, close both plunger valves. To make it easy to remove the filter housing collar, open the air release valve on top. Remove the filter top collar with a counterclockwise rotation, taking the top and the filter cover off. Then lift the cartridge out. If your cartridge is dirty or brown in color, try spraying it clean with water. If it cannot be rinsed off easily, the filter should be replaced. Insert a replacement Intex filter cartridge, item number 59905, marked with a large B. Replace the filter as shown and replace the filter top and housing collar. Close the air release valve. Open the lower plunger valve, then the upper plunger valve to refill the pump with water. The air release valves must also be opened briefly to allow trapped air to escape. Your saltwater system and pump requires little maintenance since the electrolytic cell has a self-cleaning cycle. To maintain maximum performance, it is recommended to visually inspect the electrolytic cell monthly. If there is an accumulation of calcium or other substances on the titanium plate, cleaning will be required. Refer to the owner's manual for complete maintenance instructions. With proper care and maintenance, the Intex Crystal Clear Saltwater System will give you years of clean, sparkling fresh water.